The 911 Nashville mid-season finale arrived just as Music City was beginning to heal from being torn apart by storms, plunging its residents into a new crisis, or what showrunner Rashad Raisani refers to as a calamity. Here is a brief summary of what happened on Thursday before we get into our Q&A with Raisani. Don had to have the 113 drain a very flammable and costly substance while battling a fire at a distillery owned by Blythe's father Edward, Tim Matheson. The phrase forced is really too harsh. Don despises his father-in-law, yet he probably could have put out the fire without costing him so much money. During a meeting with Edward and Blythe, Don acknowledged this and requested a gift from his father-in-law to prevent layoffs in his department. Edward complied, but his last demand, that Don dismiss Blue, was a deal-breaker for Don. For good measure, he added a colorful phrase about blues on wed birth. Instead, after learning that Edward's distillery was stealing water, Don used blackmail to force Edward to provide the money. At the contact center, Cammie was dealing with her own headaches. An outside organization was brought in to monitor the dispatcher's workflow in an attempt to make things run more efficiently, and part of that was punishing Cammie for using please and thank you excessively, which was a complete waste of valuable call time. Even though the caller was unable to communicate, the agency later changed its mind after seeing Cammie rescue a lady from choking. It is impossible to quantify that level of devotion and commitment. Additionally, they discovered that Cammie's employer has been embezzling money for years, thus her employment is secure. But Nashville is not secure. A malicious virus struck what seemed to be every computer system in the city at the conclusion of the mid-season finale. Blythe's horse was even frightened by a stolen tornado siren, leaving its rider unconscious and trapped in barbed wire. It will be quite difficult to wait for the show's January 8th return, 9/8C, with a 6-hour countdown on the clock, or Nashville gets bloody. Continue reading for our whole Q&A with Raisani on Don's sinister secrets, those gory cliffhangers, and, of course, the upcoming crossover between 911 and Nashville. Warning, we will soon have one. After you're done, rate the mid-season finale in our survey and leave a comment below with your opinions.